WTTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News at 11.
Who will be next to lead the city of Dayton? Now at 11, we're following up on the race for mayor here on your local election headquarters.
And we're digging deeper into several school levies on the ballot today and the impact voters have on their school districts.
But first here tonight at 11, we're following results for all of tonight's biggest races and issues all across the Miami Valley.
That includes the primary race for Dayton mayor here on your local election headquarters. We have team coverage for you tonight. We're starting with 2 News reporter Adam Reif, who is following up with the candidates and the latest results in the Dayton mayoral race.
Here at Coco's Bistro, City Commissioner Jeffrey Mims and other City Commission candidates watched those results, and it quickly turned into a victory party for Mims as he had a resounding statement tonight in the mayoral race. Let's take a look at the results right now with 100% of the precincts reporting current Dayton City Commissioner Jeffrey Mims the clear winner with 58% of the vote. But 2 candidates advanced from this runoff election. No one could have won this seat outright tonight, no matter how well they perform. So our attention now shifts down ballot to which candidate will be knocked off. Former Dayton Fire Chief Rennis Bowers won 26% of the vote to former Dayton Mayor Gary Leitzel's 16%. Once those results are certified, Bowers will face Mims in 6 months. The winner will be the new mayor of Dayton. But Mims is the clear favorite right now. It's an intriguing storyline. This was Bowers' first political campaign. Mims has served in city government for several years now. But if the results in November are similar to those tonight, there will be little drama. And that poses a unique challenge for each candidate. Mims cannot get complacent or take this win for granted. Bowers must work to build on this momentum and make up a big gap. And both men tonight tell me they're confident in their chances.
If you take a playbook for any athletic team, you look at what you did right and you look at what you can do better. And that's what I think all of us should do anyway. So we look at those things that seem to accelerate the momentum that we had as far as successes in the campaign.
The more doors we knock on, the more refined our message gets, because we're really representing them. And the people are telling us exactly what they want, and that's exactly what's been on our heart the entire time. So their message and our message are one, and as that catches more and more people's attention, I think we'll be fine.
And, of course, our nightly reminder every election night, these results are unofficial until they're certified. But with more than 800 votes separating Bowers from Leitzel right now, it's virtually certain we have our 2 finalists. Live in Dayton, Adam Reif, 2 News, working for you.
All right, thank you, Adam. And 2 seats are also available on Dayton City Commission this year. 7 candidates were running, with the top 4 tonight advancing to the November election. With 100% of that unofficial vote in, the top 4 vote getters are Shanice Turner-Sloss with 21% of the vote, followed by Stacey Benson Taylor with 19%, Daryl Fairchild and Scott Sliver rounding out the top 4.
All right, moving on now to all the school levies. We begin with Bellbrook Sugar Creek Schools once again putting a levy on the ballot there. It is a $4.9 mil levy for 7 years. Their levy has failed 3 times in the past 2 years, but as you see here tonight, a different story. This time it wins 53% to 47%. For more on this, 2 News reporter Kristen Eskow is live in Sugar Creek Township with the latest on tonight's vote.
Yeah, Mark, I just spoke with the superintendent about 45 minutes ago, and he told me about how he believes this is great news for the students and teachers here. It's the first time since 2015 that the district has passed a levy, and it was the 4th try in the past 2 years to get a new levy passed here. The levy had been a divisive issue for voters in the Bellbrook Sugar Creek School District.
I support our schools, and I think they do a good job with our money over the years, and so I think they had a reasonable request.
When I was at Bellbrook, they had like lavish facilities. Like, they have the money that I feel. They don't need any more.
But after 3 failed attempts over the past 2 years, this time voters approved the levy, which the district says was tailored to community feedback. The $4.9 mil emergency operating levy will run 7 years. The district says it will generate $3.2 million annually and cost taxpayers in the district about $171 a year per $100,000 in appraised property value.
Feeling totally ecstatic here, just extremely pleased with the results.
Superintendent Doug Kozad says the levy's approval puts the district's finances in a much better place over the next few years, allowing the district to bring back some positions and programs that had been previously eliminated. That includes the K-5 STEM program, 31 supplemental positions for activities and athletics, and 2 librarian positions.
I think the message goes out to the whole community that we need to come back together. We need to be unified. You know, the school district is a great reflection of our community.
And I asked the superintendent if any additional cuts or levies would be needed over the next few years despite this levy getting passed tonight. He told me anything like that would be, quote, far off into the future. So he tells me this levy will give the district the financial stability it needs over the long term. For now, we're live in Sugar Creek Township. Kristen Escow, 2 News, working for you.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Beaver Creek schools also sought to pass a levy here on your local election headquarters. The district had a renewal levy on the ballot tonight. The 8.7 mil levy has been in place since 2001. Voters rejected 2 school levies last year, but tonight that levy passes with 74% of the vote. 2 News reporter Caroline Morse is live for us in Beaver Creek to explain the impact of tonight's results.
Tonight, school officials say they are delighted with the levy passage and say things are definitely looking brighter for the next several years.
So obviously we're very excited about the outcome of the levy, and you know, it just reiterates the support that we have from our community on this issue.
And the votes are in. The community voted in favor of the 8.7 mil levy by a large margin, passing with nearly 75% of the vote. The levy will sustain the district's operations, and it will support 18% of the district's budget, something school officials say is critical for future years. School officials say now staff and students have a peace of mind returning to class the next day.
For us moving forward, we're excited to go back to work tomorrow with our kids, focus on the end of the school year, and this opportunity will allow us to build steam into next school year, knowing that we're going to be able to continue to provide our kids with all the programs and services that we've had in place for years now.
This levy is different than the years prior. It's a renewal levy and will only last 5 years. Plus, it will have no change to residents' property tax rate. Now, previously, voters rejected 2 different levies in 2020. Live in Beaver Creek, I'm Caroline Morse, 2 News working for you.
And you can find the results of the election today scrolling at the bottom of your screen, or you can have updates sent straight to your phone by downloading the free 2 News app. If you open the camera on your phone, point it towards that QR code there on your screen, it will take you to the free download.